What's good? Oxtail Cook, Leah Sawyer, A1 Drizzy, what's good? Beautiful Mind. Peace. Gather round, gather round. Friday night, feeling all right. Really me. You know, I've been here, I've been there, like Savoir Fair. Savannah, Georgia in the house. Shout out Stove God. We here. How y'all feeling on a Friday? Chapter Dawn, what it is. Peace. Like Puddin said, if it wasn't for Grand Poobah, Aston Martin wouldn't have an F1 team. Where you going with that? Shout out to my brother Grand Poobah. Rest in peace to his old earth. We just laid her to rest last Saturday. Peace. Heck 9. Peace God. Flat power. Boom. Yeah. Welcome back to the God Pod with Lord Jamar. I am he. He is I, and I am him. Slim with the tilted grin. What's my motherfucking name? Lord J in this bitch. How y'all feeling? Yes. I already talked about Max B being home. We already talked about that. But yes, we here on the Friday. Today is Friday, the 21st. Making today's math, wisdom, knowledge, all being born to understanding. Now, in life, when you put the wisdom before the knowledge, you often get what is called a misunderstanding. You see, because you're doing before you're thinking. You're acting or speaking before you really thought about something. And then the end result, instead of getting understanding, becomes a misunderstanding. So that's why we want to do the knowledge before we do the wisdom, so that the understanding can be crystal clear. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. So, y'all see the headlines. DC in the house. Now, if y'all can just do me a little favor, if you can just click that like button. And click the share button. You know, let people know that we on right now, that we doing a damn thing, that we in the house, and we building. StreamYard got this new little thing where you can stream landscape or vertical or do it in both. They recommended both, so I'm trying it for the first time. But apparently, I guess it splits up your stream somehow later on. It's going to make two different destinations. I don't know how that works. But I see the value in having a landscape, and that the wide mode and then the fucking vertical mode. I see the value in that because everybody's on their fucking phones now. The way we intake our media now is just so different. I was listening to LL Cool J, Rock the Bells, right? And he got this song where he's talking about he made this record, he said, during COVID. He said he got on the train and he was, he had a mask on. He was just observing. He was just observing people. And it's like in the record, he's talking about how people don't even read the paper anymore. Like, think about that. When's the last time you saw somebody with a good old newspaper folded up, fucking on the train, reading the sports section or some shit like that? Like, is that even a thing anymore? Because, when I was coming up, that's how everybody consumed their news. Now, we just in our phones. We just, swiping and scrolling, and you know what I mean? The man said 10 years ago, liberation nonconformist. Thank you. He said, oh, my Lord Jamar. You know what time it is. He said, fuck Eminem, the unchosen vessel / culture vulture. Hey, you said it, not me. But I appreciate you, and I thank you for your contribution. And welcome to the channel, because you don't look familiar. I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of people that come through here, and you seem like a new fresh face. So welcome to the channel. Appreciate you. So let's get into it. Pras Michel of the Fugees has been sentenced to 14 years for funneling millions of dollars in foreign contributions to former President Barack Obama's 2012 election campaign. Now, for those of you that follow this channel, you may have heard me talk about Pras in the past, right? And, I have my own little thing with him only because he ended up having a seed with a friend of mine who subsequently passed away, right? And she also had a seed with my man C Knowledge from Diggable Planet. Shout out to the God C Knowledge, right? The sister's name was Sherry Hull, right? Also known as Star Asia. Long story short, when this guy Proswell had a seed with her. Now, and this is debatable. We can get into the whole, because I don't think it's right if a man doesn't want to have uh, you know, a seed with a woman, you know, he can be forced into certain things. But if she don't want to have a seed, it's called pro-choice or whatever. But that's a whole nother fucking thing. So anyway, she has the seed. She didn't put him on child support, but dude never like did nothing for the seed. Like nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not like this is not like some one-sided shit where it's just coming from, you know, this is documented by several people, like that he just didn't do nothing. And then when she passed away, like he didn't try to step in and do nothing. See, knowledge ended up taking both the seeds in and, you know, and raising them. So he raised one that was his biological son, but then the other one was not his biological son, but that's his son's brother, right? So like a great, good man that he is, he took them in. And shout out to those to those young men. Shout out to Taj Jamal. Shout out to, man, I forget the other young man's name. But my point being, you know, I seen this guy doing a lot of like moving around with millionaires and, you know, flossing a lot of bread. And for you to not take care of your seed in no way, type, form, or fashion, you know, and it's not always about money. Like you could at least have emotional connection. Like there was just nothing. Like he ain't try to visit the seed. He ain't get to see no money, nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, deadbeat for real, for real. Yes, let's put that. Yeah, like that's what it was. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not like he couldn't afford it. You see what I'm saying? If you don't want to put in the financial shit or whatever, all right, cool. But to just, or I'm saying if you don't want to put in the time, cool. But you know, you got bread that you spending mad bread on, you know what I mean? Watches and, you know what I mean? And he showed up to the fucking court. There's a picture of him with a fucking Goyard bag and shit. You know, I'm sure the suit was a few $1,000 and, you know what I mean? Like this guy is living a life, man. And it's just, to me, it's scumbaggery to not take care of your seeds, right? So I already had a problem with him. You know what I mean? I already had a problem with this guy, you know, for moving like that. You know what I mean? Like, and I've known this about him for years. You know what I mean? These young men is in their 20s now. Like, you know what I mean? They might be on the verge of going into their 30s type of shit. Okay. So when I saw him getting caught up in all of this shit, you know, moving with politicians and all of this type of shit and funneling bread, I kind of felt like, this feels like karmic energy right here. This feels like, you know, you're paying for some bullshit that you should, you know what I mean? That you shouldn't have did. Yeah, it just felt kind of karmic to me, man. So let's read what's going on. It says Grammy-winning rapper Prakazrel, that's his real fucking name, Prakazrel, spelled Prakazrel. Prakazrel. What the fuck kind of name is that? Prakazrel, Pras Michel, and not Michael spelled how you would think Michael is spelled. His Michael is Michel, no A. Of the Fugees was sentenced on Thursday to 14 years in prison for a case in which he was convicted of illegally funneling millions of dollars in foreign contributions to former President Barack Obama's 2012 re-election campaign. Michael, 52, declined to address the court before U.S. District Judge Colleen Collar Cotelli sentenced him. In April 2023, a federal jury convicted Michael of 10 counts, including conspiracy and acting as an unregistered agent of a foreign government. The trial in Washington, D.C. included testimony from actor Leonardo DiCaprio and former Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Justice Department prosecutors said federal sentencing guidelines recommended a life sentence for Michael, whom they said betrayed his country for money and lied unapologetically and unrelentingly to carry out his schemes. His sentence should reflect the breadth and depth of his crimes, his indifference to the risks to his country, and the magnitude of his greed, they wrote. Defense attorney Peter Zeidenberg said his client's 14-year sentence is completely disproportionate to the offense. Michael will appeal his conviction and sentence, according to his lawyer. That means he still got bread, y'all. Zeidenberg had recommended a 3-year prison sentence. A life sentence would be an absurdly high punishment for Michael, given that it is typically reserved for deadly terrorist and drug cartel leaders, Michael's attorney said in a court filing. The government's position is one that would cause Inspector Javert to recoil and, if anything, simply illustrates just how easily the guidelines can be manipulated to produce absurd results and how poorly equipped they are, at least on this occasion, to determine a fair and just sentence, they wrote. Michael, a Brooklyn native whose parents immigrated to the U.S. from Haiti, was founding member of the Fugees along with childhood friends Lauryn Hill and Wyclef Jean. The hip-hop band won 2 Grammy Awards and sold tens of millions of albums, yet he couldn't give $1 to his seed. Just saying. Michael obtained over $120 million from Malaysian billionaire Low Tech Joe, but he couldn't give his seed $120. Michael obtained over $120 million from Malaysian billionaire Low Tech Joe, also known as Jolo, and steered some of that money through straw donors to Obama's campaign. Michael also tried to end a Justice Department investigation of Lowe, tampered with 2 witnesses, and perjured himself at trial, prosecutors say. Lowe, who has lived in China, was one of the primary financiers of The Wolf of Wall Street, a movie starring DiCaprio. Lowe is a fugitive but has maintained his innocence. Lowe's motivation for giving Mr. Michael money to donate was not so that he could achieve some policy objective. Instead, Lowe simply wanted to obtain a photograph with himself and then President Obama, Michael's attorneys wrote. In August 2024, the judge rejected Michael's request for a new trial based in part on his defense attorney's use of a generative AI program during his closing of the trial's arguments. The judges said that other trial errors didn't amount to a serious miscarriage of justice. Well, my question, right? You funneled this money. Oh, we got members in the house. Oh, we got a new member. All's Land King. Peace, All's Land King. I appreciate you. I just saw something. And okay, All's Land King. I see 2 from you. 2 alerts. Well, thank you. I appreciate you, All's Land King. I hope I'm saying it right. Oh, no. All Island King. There we go. I'm okay. I'm slow sometimes. I got it, though. Let me say your fucking name right. All Island King. Now, what island are we talking about? We talking Long Island? We talking Staten Island? What island we talking about? The island of Hawaii. Whatever island it is, I appreciate you. And thank you all, Island King. Now, you gave all this money to Obama, right? Why the fuck he ain't give you one of those pre-pardons that some of these presidents be giving out? You know, Biden gave them out to some people before shit even, you know what I mean, popped off. They got pardons for motherfuckers just in case they get knocked for some shit. Right? So where's his pardon at? You should have been had that for him, Obama. Oh, but it would have looked bad, right? If you gave him a pardon and he was funneling money from a foreign government and a dude that y'all don't fuck with, boom, 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 right? But all your other friends, you know what I mean? When your friends give you money, y'all do favors for them. You end up hooking them up. They end up not getting prosecuted and all of this type of shit. Yeah. And I bet that Pras probably really felt like he was friends with Obama. Like this is how he probably even got close to this dude in the first place. Why they gave him the bread? He's like, yo, what? I got Obama on speed dial. That's my dude. We play basketball on Saturdays type of shit. What? That's your man? Yeah, that's my man. Where your man at now? Where your man at now? Is he gonna somehow, because he's still the former president. He still got some fucking pull. You know what I mean? I'm sure he could call somebody and be like, listen, you know what I mean? That's my man. Like, look out for the homie. Yeah. I bet you when he was funneling this bread, he thought, oh man, he was just moving in the highest of circles and that he was fucking untouchable. Proswell. Oh, my dog thought I was calling him. That's one of my signal noises. Poor fucking, yeah. It's fucked up. You shouldn't have done that, sir. Peace to everybody just joining us. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Pras Michel getting 14 years for funneling money to the Obama campaign from some Malaysian dude that he had no business funneling the money to when he couldn't funnel no money to his own seed after the seed's mama passed away. Yes, presidential clout chasing is what he was doing. And see, I think he was trying to one up his man, because you know Wyclef ran for like president of Haiti type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, and he was like seriously being considered. You know what I mean? I forget what happened that it ended up excluding him, but they definitely was like, oh yeah, we could see fucking Wyclef leading this country, just like the Belize people could see Shine fucking leading the country type of shit, because they seriously have taken fucking Shine super serious as a politician, and he's definitely transformed himself. You see the way this motherfucker talk now? Yo, the way he talk, the way he his mannerisms, I mean, he has cleaned his life up, and I don't want to laugh at it like it's corny or something, but it's just funny to me. You know what I mean? Because this guy was, you know what I mean? I blast niggas. You know, he was all like this Brooklyn little tough guy, and now he's a fucking a clean cut, well spoken, upstanding politician. You know, which, you know what? I didn't even have this on my list, but I should have. That reminds me of, let's shout out this little quarter zip shit they're doing, huh? Let's shout out the fucking quarter zip challenge, right? Where these fucking so-called YNs are taking off the goddamn ski masks and the goddamn Nike tech, and they putting on some quarter zips, and they got on the button downs with the motherfucking ties. Yeah. And see, here goes somebody trying to, I'm talking about something positive, right? And there's always somebody that's trying to throw me off. Let's read this out loud. Oh, and look at his avatar. They say LJ's been to the gym. Now he thinks he's tough / got hands all of a sudden. No, I don't. I've been had hands. Now I'm just in more shape. That's all. I'm just in much better shape than I used to be. But yeah, I know you're just joking. But yes, you see this quarter zip shit that's going on right now? Like, I don't know how long this shit gonna last, but I like it. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know. I also said, I don't know if this has anything to do with, shout out my man Hocus 4/5, shout out to my man Trust Moolah. I don't know if this has anything to do with the put down your flag challenge, but it's you know, the timing of this on the heels of something like the put down your flag challenge, and now to have this whole little you know what I mean, this little wave that's going on where dudes who would have, I guess, had a flag, and the way these flag wavers, the way they dress with masks and all these shit, now these motherfuckers is taking that off and trying to present themselves as respectable young black men, and they're specifically saying black men too. These motherfuckers talking about they drinking matchas now and all kind of shit that that they feel is, you know, the opposite of what they were portraying before, you know. And I think us as the older generation, whether they are clowning with this shit or not, I think we need to support this shit, and you know what I mean, put a spotlight on it, and say, yeah, we fucks with you. You know what I mean? Start with a quarter zip, and then shit. Soon you'll be in a good suit, young man. You'll be really looking like a grown ass man with a motherfucking suit on. Okay? Because make no mistake about it, real men wear suits. If you don't have a suit as a grown ass man, come on. Come on. I know a lot of you have got through your 20s without a damn suit, but if you, by the time you get to your 30s, if you ain't got at least 2 suits, come on now. It's time to grow the fuck up. It's time to grow the fuck up. And if you in your 40s and 50s, listen, you ain't gotta be rich or well off, god damn it. But if you don't have at least 5 suits, come on, including your own tuxedo. So you don't have to be that guy that's fucking renting shit to go to a fucking wedding and shit like that. You got something that fits you, and you know what I mean? This is man shit we talking about here. We're talking about man shit. So let's move on. Speaking of gear. Have you seen this nut ass shit? A1G said them young niggas still got switches, huh? Oh, but they just doing it with quarter zips and matchas. They'll shoot you in a quarter zip, huh? So do you see this nut ass shit that your man fucking that your man Pharrell has done? Now, first of all, this is not the first collaboration with Timberland and Louis Vuitton. All right? There's Timberland, Louis Vuitton collab. They've been doing this. I'm not sure for how long. I guess it's since Pharrell has been there. I'm not sure if they did it before him. No, I'm pretty sure Pharrell was the first one to do it when he got there as the creative director, right? So they got these Timbs that are like $4,000, right? Now that's some nut ass shit right there, right? But I could see a few people actually being dumb enough to pay that. Now, I can't see myself paying $4,000 for no fucking kicks, right? But now, Mr. Williams has outdone himself with the new Louis Vuitton and Timberland by Pharrell boots that are going for a whopping $82,000. $82,000. These are them right here up on the right hand side. Look, when you track it on this site, look at the price. They going in the store to $82,000, but on the resale they're selling for $127,260. Oh, and an extra $14 delivery fee if you go to this site here. Look at these other ones. $3,438, $4,330, $4,239. These ones for $300. I don't trust those. Those are probably the Wumpty Wumps. And still, for the Wumpty Wumps, $300. Come on. Who the fuck is buying these? No, seriously. Who are these for? Like, who is supposed to wear this. Because this is crazy. They have gold eyelets or some shit like that. What's it say? Oh no. The fuck? Yeah, there's like some gold, 18 karat gold on the fucking aglets and the fucking shit around the laces or whatever on the hardware, on the metal hardware. It's supposed to be 18 karat gold. And I guess that LV is gold too or some shit like that. I mean, only a fucking like a dumbass rapper would buy these. Like, who the fuck? Who the fuck is gonna wear those? And like, oh, I know who's gonna get them. Not bad. They made those for Floyd Mayweather. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's definitely got. He got them already. He got them already. Definitely. He's the type to buy some dumb shit like that. Oh yeah. Yeah. He might have a couple pair. Matter of fact, he the type nigga, right? To be like, nigga, I wear them shits once and I give them away. I wear my Louis, I wear my shits, I got mad pair, I got wild pairs. And I wear them once and I give them away. $82,000 sneaker. I only wear them once. Know what I mean? That's how Money Mayweather get down. You know what I mean? Word up. Am I lying? Does that not sound like some shit he would say? Huh? Y'all know how he get down. Y'all know how he get down. What I think about rap falling off? Come on, it been falling off. It been falling off. But not rap per se, just the rap industry. The rap industry is falling off. There's still good hip hop out there. There's still shit worth listening to. I guess you segued me right into one of my next stories. If we want to talk about music, I went to an album listening party for De La Soul. I was able to hear De La Soul's new album a week in advance called Cabin in the Sky, which has come out on Mass Appeal. Mass Appeal right now is putting out a lot of dope music. Shout out to Nas. They putting out a lot of legacy artists. I know they put out Slick Rick. They put out Ghost. They just put out De La Soul. I know Nas and Premier have a collab album coming. I believe it's December 12th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Mass Appeal is doing a lot of dope shit right now. Yeah. And I think, because of a lot of these new age artists that are not necessarily giving us the type of music that we have grown to expect, I think a lot of these legacy artists are winning right now by putting shit out and showing motherfuckers, hey, this is how the shit's supposed to sound. This is how the shit sounds when you have originality and you're not out here just trying to do what everybody else is doing. So I'm seeing a lot of positive feedback on this De La Soul album. Yeah, there's a lot of dope shit on here, and I think y'all need to really check the motherfucker out. I haven't got to live with it yet. I think it just came out last night or some shit like that. But like I said, I heard the whole album at the album listening party, and I've heard a few joints prior to coming on today. That Long Island joint with Nas, that shit is hard. And my man, shout out to my man Buck, he just sent me one. It's one of the early ones on there too. I was fucking with it. Where's it at? Oh, it's called You Don't Stop. All right. That was a dope one. But I definitely, and I seen shout out to Paz, shout out to fucking Mace. They've been going heavy on the doing the publicity tour. They've been going on a lot of different shows and shit like that. And shit, we've had Mace on the show before. Listen, maybe we'll get him up here. Let me get the brothers a call, and yeah, maybe we'll get him up here for you, because they definitely doing their runs right now. But yeah, I'm proud of the brothers. I'm glad that there's people from our era that's still upholding certain standards when it comes to this hip hop shit, and not ready to fall to, whatever these kids is doing out here, because I'm sure it was tempting for a lot of, legacy artists to maybe jump on a fucking trap beat or some shit, just do some shit that's out of their character in order to try to, regain some sort of traction in today's market. I think you just got to go where the love is, man, and go where the people who fuck with you go where they're at. You know what I mean? Somebody said, "Where's Lord Jamar and Cambada joint?" I ain't seen Cambada in a minute, but Cambada is a dope. He's definitely dope. He's definitely dope rapper. Yeah. Should I do some shit with Cambada? I'd give him some beats or some shit like that. December 12th. Oh, yeah. Oh, so I said December 12th. That's when the Nas shit is coming out. Also, December 12th, if you're in the Virginia area, my brothers, the Spooks, who sat by the speaker, okay, but we call them the Spooks for short, they're having a live concert at a spot called Scandals Live in Virginia Beach. So it's the Spooks and Friends live in concert. I'll be in the house with the brothers, and they'll be doing joints off of their self-titled album, The Spooks Who Sat by the Speaker, along with, other dope artists that they rock with from the area and all that type of shit. So if you in the area, the VA area, you see I got my Norfolk. I happen to have my Norfolk shit on today. Yeah, if you in the area, come through. You know what I mean? We're gonna be in the house. That's right. Tell them. I don't know. I just jumped in on the conversation. AI ain't got shit on real niggas. Okay? Stop fucking relying on AI for so much. You know? AI ain't gonna be able to out rap a motherfucker. AI ain't like AI is not gonna come up with a better storyline than you can. You understand? Like, please don't let this AI get to a point where we're not even thinking anymore. Where AI is just giving us all of our ideas and all of our content. You see, they got AI artists now going number one on certain charts and shit like that. You see that? Like, come on. The fuck is that? I ain't gonna lie. My cousin was playing. What was that AI song? Okay, they flipped. I think they flipped 50 Cent's Mini Men into like some soul shit. And yo, my cousin was playing that shit for real, like, like in the car type of shit. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yo, this is AI. And he's just like, I know, but nobody's making no shit like this right now. And I'm just like, I know, but nigga, that's not even a real person singing right there. Like, and granted, it sounds, technically it sounds good, but it's like, what are we really listening to right now? Should I be impressed that a fucking computer can make music or can do what it thinks a human would do? Yeah. These are all things we have to you know, we have to think about. And while I'm on that, I'm just gonna say no to digital ID. You hear me? Say no to digital ID. We need to opt out of these biometrics and shit that we're doing right now. All the face scan with your fucking phone, fingerprints with your phone. Let's opt out all of that shit now because that's how they're gonna pull us into the shit. Okay? That's partly how they all this clear at the fucking airport and shit like that. Of course, they're gonna make it faster for you to go through the fucking lines if you do the clear shit. Because now they get to, fuck with your biometrics and shit like that. Please. If you said yes to the jab, say no to this. This shit is serious as fuck. We gotta stand on this shit for real, for real. Um oh, did y'all see where how they trying to set motherfuckers up for failure with this home ownership shit? So apparently you needed a credit score of at least 620 in order to qualify for certain home loans and shit like that. Well, guess what? They've now removed this criteria to where you don't have to have a credit score of 620 in order to get a home loan. Now let's look at pattern recognition. When's the last time they did some shit like this? When's the last time they did some shit? Was it back in maybe like 2007? I believe it was. When they were giving subprime mortgages to people that they knew couldn't afford them. And eventually Yes. Eventually everything fucking crashed. 2008. And we had to do bailouts and all this fucking bullshit because these fucking crooks knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing then, and they know what they're doing now. So I'm sorry if your credit is lower than 620 and they're telling you you can get a house, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Probably the people that's at 620 shouldn't even be doing it. But lower than that, don't do it. Because they're hoping that you default. They want people to default. They want to be able to repossess people's property and shit like that. And now the banks can own it, shit like that. Because that's part of their grand scheme of things too, where they're trying to take away ownership from the people. They want you to rent your home. They don't want you to own a car. They want you to take Ubers or rent cars, but they don't want you to own anything anymore, right? So this is part of it. Trick you into thinking you can own a home, get you to default on it, and now the bank owns it. And now the bank owns it. And you're fucked. Your credit is fucked. Somebody said, gotcha, bitch loans. Gotcha, bitch home loans. Yeah. Gotcha, bitch. That's what they are. Don't say that. Andre, what up, Dre? He said, speaking of robotics, just seen China has robots carrying wombs for 10 months. Out pops baby. Wow. That's the world. That's the artificial world that these satanic fucks who want everything to be artificial, that's like their wet dream, to be doing shit like that. To have machines birthing babies. Yeah, this shit is, man. You know, these are the people that want you to eat seedless grapes, seedless watermelons. Why? Because they want you to be seedless too. They want you to be seedless. And they don't want you to be able to fucking plant your own fucking food. How fucking evil is that? How fucking evil is that? Well, you'll take the seeds out the food just so the people can't plant their own, so they have to get it from you. You's evil motherfuckers. Somebody said, Kenny Mack said, we living in the matrix, people. It's here. Like it's here. It's here. Like World War III is not coming. World War III is here. They attacking us with the food. They attacking us in the sky with chemtrails. They're attacking our very way of life. You know, they're attacking our existence as men and women. Like everything's under attack. Where we live, the very, they've brought into question, even though it's so obvious, but they've brought into question, they've brought an attack on on the planet we live on. And went to war with our minds and got us believing into some bullshit. Mm-mm-mm. At some point, people, it's gonna, peace nerd with swag. We did the math early today. Today's math is wisdom, knowledge, all being born to understanding. Can't serve two masters, people. I think we've lived in a time where prior to all of this, I think it was kind of possible to, try to have your foot in a world of righteousness, but still live in the material world and do shit like that. Like, it seems like those times are coming to an end. Like, in order to like truly be free, it seems like at some point a lot of us are gonna have to truly unplug from this shit. And you know what I mean? Create our own communities type of shit and live off the land for real. Because these cities and these 15-minute smart cities and all this bullshit that they're going to be shoving down our throat, those are just concentration camps. Those are plantations. These cities are just giant plantations with a bunch of slaves, and at some point we want to be free. There's a lot of land out there, people. There's a lot of land that's untouched. And guess what? If you put the work in, everything you need is in nature: food, clothing, shelter. You just got to put the work in and have the knowledge to be able to produce these things. So I'm just saying, you're not going to magically be able to know how to do these things at that time, like when you really need it. We need to be preparing now. Okay? Whatever knowledge you need to gain, whatever, however physically fit you need to be in order to do shit. You need to start doing that shit now. Because these motherfuckers ain't playing. These motherfuckers ain't playing. Right? Because don't think that you're going to be able to, get your digital ID and then still be free type of shit. That's not going to be possible. Like, just for me saying some shit like this right now, in this time that's coming, if I say, oh, we need to unplug, boom, they could fucking cut your shit off just for trying to speak truth to power. Say what you want about money and all that type of shit, but cash money can't be tracked like that. It can't be, can't put a virus on it. You can't fucking, you know what I mean? Can't stop me from spending it. But with all this digital shit, that's total control. All Island King, he said, you think that's how they introduced the Cabbage Patch Kids on the last reset? Robot carriers? You know, it's quite possible. You know, there's a saying that says there's nothing new under the sun, right? So if they have robots that can carry fetuses now, we know back then they had these incubators that people would come and watch babies in incubators. And they were claiming that some of these babies were being born like super fat, like you could watch 9 months worth in an hour or some shit like that. That's some of the claims that they were having in some of these incubators. Look the shit up. I never saw footage of this shit, but that's some of the shit they was talking about back then. Yeah, so they do talk about those cabbage patches. They do talk about these orphan trains and all this type of shit where, you know, they may have repopulated many of these cities with where are these children coming from? Great question, you know? Are these genetically modified? You see what I'm saying? Like genetic modification, again, that's not something that's new. Like, see, what evolution makes you believe, right? Evolution makes you believe that we are on a linear track, right? And that everything just keeps getting better over time. That's how they would have you think. And so, if you were to believe in evolution, then you would believe that since we are down the evolutionary path, that we are the smartest human beings to ever walk this earth because we're further down the evolutionary line, right? That only makes sense if you buy into this whole evolutionary concept. So when we talk about genetic modification and stuff like that, we think of it as something that is only going on right now because there's no way that people back then could have been smart enough to do the shit that we're doing now. But we're telling you that there's nothing new under the sun. Okay? And everything that these motherfuckers is doing now is some shit that motherfuckers was able to do back then. Okay? This is why you see hieroglyphs of what looks to be airplanes and tanks and all kinds of fucking shit. They're like, how did they have that back in the what are these? You know, because you motherfuckers ain't the first to do it. And you want to fool us into thinking that y'all is the smartest in fucking history. You the first one to give us flight, and you the first one to, you know, do this and do that. They full of shit. They full of shit, and they've been lying like a motherfucker to you. Okay? But y'all can believe the bullshit if you like. But thank you, All Island King. I appreciate you. All right, they said Yakub been cracked that. Right. Like if you know about the science of Yakub, that's genetic modification right there. Whether it was an allegory or not, it's telling you about genetic modification. Yeah. We just building, y'all. We just building on a Friday night. You know what I mean? Um, so those was like my topics of like just current events. But you know what I wanted to ask y'all? So last week I asked y'all about the bro code, right? What's the bro code, right? So I was thinking about other like universal topics, shit that has nothing to do with current events, just shit that's like, that will always be a topic. You see what I'm saying, over time. And a question I have, what are the rites of passage that young men go through today? Because it seems like a lot of them have been taken away. So, what are the rites of passage for a young man in this day and time that can help him go from a boy to a man? And fuck it, we could add on to that. And within that rites of passage, does that require certain mentors, right? Does it require certain mentors that these youth of today don't even have access to? I'm just thinking out loud. What do you think? As my man China Brim would say, put it in the comment section. Somebody said driver's learner's permit is one. I guess that's a way. That's a slight rite of passage. But I'm talking more. Well, I know definitely like sports and shit like that was a way that a lot of young men would go through a rites of passage, you know, um, because it's a group of young men, and you know, you're all competing, and you might be competing for certain spots, and you know, certain hierarchy ends up coming out of team sports. And I just feel like a lot of today's youth, they're not playing sports like that. They're not on teams where they're, you know what I mean? Where they have to learn certain lessons that can only be taught through sports and shit like that. Shit, even man, I like small little rites of passage would be like, used to have to body in the elevator, right? So body means like, you know, body blows and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you take a corner in the fucking elevator and y'all put the lights out and y'all just punch the shit out of each other and just make sure it's not in the face type of shit, you know? That little shit like that is a rites of passage. Like, you know what I mean? Like being able to hold your own in the elevator type of shit. Like, do they do shit like that anymore? Like somebody said wet tennis ball blows. Slap boxing, yes. Slap boxing was something. Um see, a lot of these kids, I think their only rite of passage that they might have left to them was joining a gang. Was joining a gang and ended up having to like put in some work or some shit like that. Um because when you have rites of passage amongst young men and all that, it brings a bond because y'all all been through the same type of thing, you know. um I think a lot of young men don't get to experience certain things like that till they get to college and maybe they join a fraternity or some shit like that, you know. But real rites of passage for young men happens before they go to college. You know what I mean? That shit's supposed to happen when you like 12, 13, 14, pardon me, around that age. So this fraternity shit is not necessarily cutting the mustard when it comes to rites of passage for, you know, a young man, a very young man, a boy who's turning into a man, you know, a boy in puberty type of shit. Um, I saw somebody said losing their virginity is a rite of passage. Um, yeah, I guess it is. Um, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. All Island King, thank you. Appreciate you. He said, you think the pyramids are constructed at the same time of the old world cathedrals, etc., or different era / reset? Sorry for off topic, but you here now. um, you know, were the pyramids constructed the same time as the cathedrals? It's really hard to say, my brother. It's really hard to say because there's so much that has been hidden slash, um, you know, hidden slash changed around. Um, even timelines, you know, they say that they could actually be lying about 1,000 years type of shit. Like that some of this shit might not be as old as we think it is. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to these cathedrals, though, and what they call Roman style building, and that we see all over the world, um, I'm pretty sure all those were probably built around the same time, um, by the same people. And I don't think the people that built them were Roman. I think we're calling it Roman architecture now, but that's not what it was at the time. That's just what I see. But as far as the pyramids, you know, there's pyramids that are all over the planet Earth, not just in Giza and Egypt and all of that type of shit. So were all of those constructed at the same time? Possibly, you know. Um, they both, from what we can ascertain, they both were used as some sort of energy enhancers, energy or frequency transmitters, or, you know, something to that effect. Um, they were also sources of resonant healing, from what I've been able to ascertain as well. Pyramids and cathedrals, like the shape of a pyramid and the shape of domes in a cathedral, um, both have healing properties. Oh, hang on. There goes the queen. Shelly. Michelle Williams. But thank you, All Island King. Peace, Queen. She said, peace, Lord Jamal. I'm sure you're used to haters. I love haters. They inspire me so much. Please continue to rise above negative energy. Love you. I love you right back, Michelle. Thank you. Like, yes, I am used to the haters now. But yeah, let their hate motivate. I don't even want to really give this shit too much light, but some of y'all probably seen it. There's some fucking hit piece out there, you know, where they're talking shit about me and my brand Nubian brothers, and they trying to act like we claimed that we was positive, but really we was some gangsters. We was on some gangster shit, and this shit is just fucking ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but you know, the only reason I'm even bringing it up is because um Michelle said, I'm sure you're used to the haters, and my mind immediately went to that. And when she said rise above negative energy, I also thought about that. A few people have sent me this fucking thing, like, yo, if you see this, like they got a clip of us, um, like the picture of us, the thumbnails, like I got a fucking knife in my hand, Pooh got a gun, fucking X got a fucking sword. This, yo, the shit is hilarious, yo. Um, yeah, don't click on it. It's not, you know, it's all some bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? They try to take little things off the internet and create their own little narrative and make it seem like it's some real shit, but this is it's not real. Like, it's some bullshit. And yeah. But listen, when they do shit like that, you know that you on the right path. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sadat has a sword. It's hilarious. Um, you know you're on the right path. Um, because they don't do that, you know, to just anybody. And I say, hey, man, negative talk, positive talk is better than no talk. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people they don't talk about at all. Okay. A lot of rappers that were great that we just kind of forget over time because out of sight, out of mind, you know? So, hey, you want to talk positively about me? I appreciate it. You want to talk negatively about me? I appreciate that too. Um, yeah. Just don't stop talking about me. Just don't forget me, you know? Um, but yeah, that shit was wild funny. Hate me, love me, but don't ignore me. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Michelle, you know what it is. I appreciate you always. Thank you for your contribution. Love you, Queen. Um, yeah, people. Peace and quiet, said Miss Williams. You today's sponsor. Thank you, sweetness. Yeah, Michelle, she be coming through like a fucking gangster on here, yo. And hold you. Just like the Queen Asia. Shout out to Asia. Asia M. Gangster. Um, so yeah, this was just a little food for thought on a Friday evening. What y'all got going on for the weekend, people? Oh, how did I like the ghost coffee? I'm actually enjoying it. Um, I haven't had them all yet. I'll tell you the ones I tried. I tried vanilla milkshake. I'm gonna be real with you. Vanilla milkshake is just French vanilla. But it's good. It's good. Um, but I don't know what I was expecting in my mind. Like, oh, vanilla milkshake, like it's French vanilla. Um, Now the marble cake, I had the marble cake too. That's tasty too. I can't really pin that down like to say that's like some other flavor because it's not hazelnut or no shit like that. Marble cake got its own flavor to it. I'm not totally into the flavored coffees. Like I like just regular straight up coffee. Just like I don't like flavored blunts. I like regular straight up blunts. Um, but I'll fuck with it. And I've been fucking with it. Um, and yeah, I would recommend this coffee. I really would. I drink it. Um, yeah. So that being said, go to killercoffee.com and get you some. You heard? I know, right? Ghostface has a coffee line. I mean, listen, when we grow and we have opportunities and all of this type of shit that we never imagined we might be able to have, um, before we got into this hip hop shit, you know, sometimes life takes you in crazy places. But listen, I appreciate everybody for coming through on this Friday evening. Oh shit, isn't Turkey Day coming up soon? Yeah. Turkey Day isn't, I guess. Okay. It's coming up less than a week away. Next Thursday. Turkey Day. Um, well, I'll see y'all before then. I'll make sure I get back to y'all before then, before Turkey Day. But until then, I want y'all to enjoy your weekend. Make sure you'll be safe out there. Don't do no stupid shit. And yeah, make sure you make it back safe. Shout out to everybody that added on today. Heck 9. Libertarian nonconformist. Shout out to our new member, All Island King. And of course, the Queen, Pharell Williams. Much love. A1 Drizzy. All my Flat Panthers out there. Y'all know what it is. Till next time. Peace.